today we have got Kewyn. So I think you would have gotten used to Kewyn through the profile which was shared. But a few words about him. Kewyn has been an excellent supporter for NASSCOM with respect to the GCC organization. He heads a company called Expeditors, which is the fastest growing GCC in the state one. And prior to that, he was with Gartner, into his interest area of research and learning. And well before that, he was with AstraZeneca. We all know about AstraZeneca's tremendous growth in the state, and he has been a key leader in getting it done. And Kewyn is an excellent learner and an excellent orator. So we look forward to hear from you, Kewyn. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Ram. Good evening, everybody. One other thing I also like to highlight about me is I have written a book titled The Digital First, The Fuel for Business Growth. That's on Amazon. You can have a look. And also write articles in Forbes India, First Post, as well as in some of the other leading magazines in the world. 1995, personally for me, was one of the best years. Personally for me, not for you, for sure. Because that year, my father gifted me a computer. You know, not thick as this one. It was little lean, and very, very lean model computer which my father gifted me. I'm sure when we get that computer, the expectation is, okay, he will become a developer and he will do all the development work. But I'm sure people at that age group would have played games. And I also playing a lot of games in the computer. That's the first instant, normally, right? Be honest, we do that. And surprisingly, there is a connection of games. And I'm very passionate about chess. And every time I play chess along with the computer, it won't even actually allow me to make the third move. Second move, it will crash me down. Actually, my father is a chess champion at a state level. I go and ask him, can you guide me? I need to pass at least 4 levels. He'll come and play with me. Same thing happens to him as well. Third level, crash down. That's the computational power of the machine. And what relaxed me so much was, even that world grandmaster in 1997, he lost against IBM Deep Blue. You all know that? Yeah? It's actually that relaxed me. It's like who I am. The world grandmaster, Gary Kasparov, lost against IBM Deep Blue. Because he lost against the brutal force of the computational power which he cannot withstand. But what Gary Kasparov did was, he never gave up. He invented something called as a freestyle. Do you know what happened in 2005? Anybody remember the situation, what happened in 2005? He worked very hard from 1997 and invented something called freestyle, and he challenged all the grandmasters, hey, we can partner. The freestyle is like, you can partner with the machine, you can actually use any techniques, but play against machine. It's like, let's call it tournament. A lot of people took the challenge. In 2005, 48 teams participated, right? A lot of machines were there, a lot of world grandmasters were there, and a lot of centaurs were there. Do you know what is centaur? Half horse, half man, right? So half machine, half man. The match was going for 2 months, enormously, so competitive, right? In the final 4, has to come for a semifinals, right? The final 4, surprisingly, final 4 were all centaurs. Machine, absolutely nowhere in the final 4. Everybody was surprised. How come the machine beat the great grandmaster wasn't in the final 4? Then there were 3 teams which has the world grandmasters from Russia. Obviously, we all know the reasons. And they were surprisingly see like, who is the 4th team? A hidden 4th team called Zax. And they were thinking maybe it's like hidden Gary Kasparov and co. But it wasn't him. It was a soccer coach and a database administrator and he actually borrowed his dad's computer, which is a very consumer and retail oriented computer, and surprisingly, they became the champion. So the augmented intelligence wasn't now as a new topic. It is always there, existed, and years ago. There's a classic example. What happens here is if a human, a soccer coach, with his logical thinking, a creative mindset, and a judgmental approach, can use a logic, a speed, an accuracy machine, they can beat anybody in the world. That's a true example of augmented intelligence. Actually, that is what happened in 2005. Ladies and gentlemen, the age what we are in now is called as creative age. If you actually look back many years ago, 1950, 1960, all S&P 500 companies, they all will exist at least for 50 years, 60 years in their tenure of presence, correct? But what happens now in today's current context? Their tenure is only 15 years, because what is happening in today's market is the creative distraction. The creative distraction leads a transition from an industrial age or a missionary age to the information age to the creative age. Sometimes, I get really upset with the word, and I promise I'm not going to use the word. The word starts with the letters, the word starts with the letter D. Anybody want to guess? Every day in your life you will use 6 times. 7 billion people using 6 times, 7 into 6, 42 billion times the word is used in the current world. In a day. I'm going to gift you if anybody guessed the word rightly. The word starts with D. See, there you go. The most overused word in the current market is that one. I can assure you in the next 45 minutes or 50 minutes, I'm not going to use that word at all. Right? But unfortunately, the industry has called me as a digital futurist. Right? Pardon me for using one time, but next time I will not use it. Now, people have a lot of misperception about the transformation happening in that. And completely what they're doing is, they're moving away. The biggest asset in the world possesses is people. They think that AI will come and remove the entire labor market. And very well, he talked about the need of AI. Only 10,000 people in the world have competencies of AI. Because today AI will come and actually take all the labor market. They will do cleaning the toilet. They will also do washing the vessels. They will also drive you the autonomous car and whatnot. They will also cook the food for you. Correct? And that is what is actually expectations and everybody's driving. There are so many mystery stories about, I'm not talking about augmented intelligence, mystery stories about artificial intelligence. Right? Now, most interesting one, I'm sure men will agree with me. When you go to a shopping mall, not a shopping mall, it's nowadays, you go to a saree shop, Diwali is around the corner. I'm sure some of us will go for the shopping, right? How much time will it take you to choose your shirt and a pant for your dress? Yeah. 30 minutes. 30 minutes is a big time. I'm sure someone will agree, maybe a little less than that, right? Okay, I'll take 30 minutes. I have a full respect for women because I have 2 daughters, right? I'm completely circled by women in the home. But for an example, let's take how much time a woman will take if they are into a saree shop. 3 to 4 hours. 30 minutes one side, 3 to 4 hours. That's the minimum, right? For a one sari. If it is a 2 sari because Diwali is coming, then another festival also coming, 2 saris means maybe you can be open and candid, right? Easily half a day or whatever the time goes on. But think a scenario where the women have a sharpness of intelligence what they want. But if they have a tool, which resembles exactly what they're expecting. Correct? What it saves is improves their decisioning process. Exactly what they're taking for 4 to 5 hours, that can enable them to take it within 20 minutes. Within the 20 minutes of the decision making power that comes through the tool, it not only saves their time, it saves the enormous amount of time of the seller, which means he can service 5, 6 more customers the time what he spends previously. Ultimately, what it denotes is his top line is going to increase, his sales is going to increase, right? These tools are now available in the market. There are mirroring systems available in the market. There are tools which will help you to identify, based on your pattern study and everything, you can analyze and shorten the time frame. Now, if I have to give a definition of AI, right? People might be thinking, yeah, it's all machine, human, all those things. But the most important component that we miss is the human attributes that get augmented into the intelligence. Number one, and a very prominent intelligent attribute is reasoning. The logical reasoning the human power has cannot be matched by another intelligence system unless and until the human creates the intelligence system. And the creativity, right? Take an example of an artist. Now, if an artist wants to draw a picture, he has a plain white board and he's drawing a beautiful greenery because of the situation what we have is rainy situation, and he's drawing a beautiful tree, correct? Assume same time, same moment, another machine is drawing at the same the tree. Will you see any difference, or both will be same? The pre-configured patterns, whatever is given to the intelligence system, it will draw exactly a nice tree. The specifications will be truly right. Everything will be correct. But the artistic will give is the creative touch. A small droplets of water flowing on the leaves, which AI would not think. He will think on the situation, on the context, he will create that. That creativity cannot be matched by an intelligence. I'm not demeaning AI as a separate thing. All that my point of discussion and point of contention here is augment it. If the same machine is doing the artistic work, the same creativity is applied by the artistic, think the output what comes, speed. He might take 3 days, 4 days to get that work done. But in this situation, he might finish it within 30 minutes. So reasoning, creativity, judgment, and flexibility, that additional component that brings a huge value addition into the augmented intelligence. And plus what the machines will give us, a perfect recall, the accuracy, the speed, and the logic. I think these two, a lot of times get missed in the combination. So what will actually help you to do is, definitely, when people go for a blindsided decision, it will help you to make the right decision. Companies, a lot of times they believe that the data powers the right insights, and with this, we can actually go and grow the market. How many times you have checked the accuracy and the completeness of the data? What comes in, what goes out, right? And how many of you here stand up and say that my company's data are 100% accurate? 100% accurate, which means what the data that gets in get analyzed, assessed, patternized, and individualized, and gets as an outcome, so for the CEOs and executives make the right decision. Always, sometimes we go with the blindsided approach, a 60%, 50% approach, and we apply our judgment. We apply our creativity on top of it, make a decision. Those who do that, they make the right decision. And certainly improve the decision making as well as stop wasting. So the definition of augmented intelligence is it combines the strength of humans and machines with all the attributes which I talked about. It also gives us an incredible boost to deliver the expected or exceeded cognitive performance. Now, interestingly, what Gartner says, $2.9 trillion business value that can be expected out of augmented intelligence. And beautifully, what it says also, 6.2 billion hours of productivity can be saved through the augmented intelligence technology. Now, you can equate 6.2 billion hours of productivity even in your own company. And interestingly, the work market, there's another company called Work Market, which predicts an average, an individual spends 45 minutes to 3 hours, doing what kind of job? Logging in, logging out, waiting for the system updation, deleting the mail, opening a file to open. Standard, non-usable waste activities. An average, an individual spends 45 minutes to 3 hours in a day of your 8-hour productivity work. Will get eradicated. Now, when this kind of systems comes, it eventually brings the marginal value of productivity saving. It also increases your top line, also improves your bottom line. And also extends every company. I'm sure some of the startups sitting here, they already are embarking in the AI. I'm sure after this session, they may recall or revisit artificial intelligence as an augmented intelligence. 95% of the companies who are in the service sector, product sector, now augmented intelligence will be baked into any products they create. Because that is what is going to derive the success. You name the 5 companies which are above $750 billion market cap. I predicted in one of my Forbes articles last year, I said, it will be Apple, it will be Microsoft, and Google. 3 will cross for sure in 2019. But 1 did in 2018, 2 came in 2019. Right? Facebook is coming in, Alibaba is coming in, they're all $500, $600 billion market cap. What are these companies? What is their tenor of these companies? What happened to the oil and gas industry, which used to lead dominant ExxonMobil? What happened to them? Where are they? What happened to Johnson & Johnson? Right? They used to be in the top list, if you take in the Fortune 10 list 15 years back, 20 years back. When companies adapting and changing at the speed of the market of the business needs and applying the human as well as the intelligence together, that is what this brings this change. And the market value for here, the Gartner clearly predicts is 2.9 trillion. And how it says in further down, there are 4 segments of technological could get augmented in the AI, augmented intelligence space. The first and the paramount one will be the decision support augmentation. Because we make, an average a human make 7 to 8 decisions a day, right? Because right in the morning, wake up, what kind of a shirt we need to wear, the dresses we need to wear. Okay, some people have multiple cars, which car I need to drive, or even if you don't have a car, should I need to go in the Ola cab or Uber cab, whatever. The multiple decisions, every time, what like to have my breakfast. And if a system helps you to improve your decision system, and there are many examples which we can table down saying that because of lack of decision making, the companies are faulted apart. So the first important thing, what it says is nearly more than $2.4 trillion business, the investment, the growth engine that is going to happen in the space of decision support and augmentation space. And also the decision automation. Henceforth, the AI will be called into 2 different buckets, very clearly, because people will have something called, if you look back, you have chatbots, intelligent bots, robotic process automation, cognitive bots came in, machine learning is there, artificial intelligence, now you're talking about augmented intelligence, and algorithmic programming will also come in very soon. Now, in this entire path, what is going to drive everything is, if you're missing certain element of human intervention. Let's take an example of chatbot. You are into a connectivity of an application, and there is a chatbot systems opening, and you are chatting some information. Analyze yourself how long you are there in the chatbot window. How long the chatbot can engage you in that window to give the enough information. But think of a scenario, you have a very typical question where chat is also open. At the same time, the chat gives you all the pre-configured answers and questions and everything to you, but you have some unique questions which chat bot could not able to answer, it says that, okay, now fill this form, send the information, we'll get back to you. Instantly, it connects to the available service agent. Within moment, someone reaches out in the same chat, you are continuing the chat, keeps engaging. That's where your conversion of sales increases. Today, nobody does it. Nobody have this human interface into the chatbot system because they always go with a standalone chatbot system. Same thing is in the RPA, same thing in the intelligent automation, same thing in the cognitive thing, machine learning, artificial intelligence. But the market, the shift is moving towards, as I said, augmented intelligence, where if you apply the human interface, that's the change, that's the productivity will be driven. Huge change is happening in the healthcare. Huge. The canary, if we can actually detect the tumors, I'll show you a video at the end. The kind of the social justification this technology can give and transform an individual, right, is amazing. Another technology, Jumio, very interesting. Identification process. How many times have we gone through a fraud detection, wrong identification, right? The price of a wrong identification the banks could pay, that could lead into millions of dollars, sometimes billions of dollars. But how can we ensure the right identification is given at the right time? This particular technology they have a process intelligence. They use artificial intelligence to verify somebody's taking a selfie picture and sending it across. It actually fabricates into 18 different segments, analyzes everything, 200 million parts, all that will do. But it also, what it does is, it sends to an expert review, making sure and improving the accuracy of the outcome decision, because they cannot afford to go wrong in identification, right? Certain times, companies use facial recognition as a system to avoid their reception process. So something like, you walk in, it recognizes you and let you in. One time that goes wrong. A wrong person enters the office, you're gone, right? But if you ask anybody, again I challenge, some of the companies are here in the terms of artificial intelligence and other stuff, any vendor, anybody can confirm back to us saying that, 100% accuracy we can guarantee you. No other company can actually confirm to you 100% accuracy. They will say 70%, 65%, which means there are 100 people going in, 30 are false, and 70 will be true. FarmBeats, Microsoft thing, farming. The farmers have so much intelligence. They know exactly what kind of manure to compose, right? When the paddy will grow, the time frame, the water level, everything. But the biggest challenge the farmers face is today about the insects and the pesticides. Now, this technology helped them to identify even before the fertile land get infectious. It gives an early warning signal to them. If you are actually using this kind of texture, this kind of manure, this is going to cause problem. So it gives an early warning signal to the farmers. So farmers analyze it, and also they can ensure these things are eradicated at the start of the process itself. I'm sure we all, most of the times we drink this Pepsi or Coca-Cola. ADA is a augmented intelligence platform PepsiCo uses. It's an amazing tool. It draws a lot of insights, data-driven approach, both from the internal systems as well as the external systems. And it gives insights back to the business in terms of, the innovation, what they do, the design approaches, what they do, the content, what they create, the marketing, the penetration, the behavior of the consumers, what and all that can actually draw back to the boardroom to improve their top line. This will give the insights. Even they are further analyzing this ADA, Augmented Intelligence platform, to derive why innovations are failing. What are the causes for these innovations are failing? Why people are not accepting us in the market? And oil and gas is an amazing thing, because there is so much of investment that goes in when somebody wants to go and do a drilling, right? If you're doing a drilling in the wrong area where the pressure is more high, it is not only damages their bottom line, but also it damages the lives of many people. Lives of many people are at stake, right? So they have the Shell, they have an intelligence system which clearly identifies the temperature level, the pressure level, and also analyzes and gives them the right mechanism for those geosteers, because it gives a lot of geological data for them to analyze and make the drilling at the right point of the right decision. The next one will be most interesting one. Very, very interesting one, because we do this activity every day. Pardon me for using this example, but it's a more interesting one. In waste, a wealth of data is there. I think some people got it. Some people are still thinking, what is that? Right? Augmented intelligent toilet. Right? Rochester Institute already has this. It analyzes your waste and bifurcates into multiple dimensions, and even it can detect your heart failure. Can you believe it? Your blood pressure level, your blood content level. You ask for all those things. It automatically gives you the report. So you open your app, right? And you're disposing your waste. Within 5 minutes, you have a report. In your app, says that, okay, your blood vessel, everything is fine. Hey, you know what? Your heart, so there is a problem. Actually, you have to go and readmit. It has saved 70% of the patients. It says 70% of the patients with congestive heart failure are readmitted within 90 days of discharge, because it has given an early warning signal to them, making sure that you may have a repeated heart attack. Please ensure you go and readmit and take care of yourself. The technology, I think the augmented intelligence, again and again I talk about, it is started penetrating in not only within us, every day of the life. Moment you open your eyes and close your eyes, morning to the evening, every day, any activity that you do, this is traveling along with you. Which means you are already living in the augmented intelligence age. You are contributing to that level of the data as well as deriving the information every day. Very interestingly, what will happen is we will do everything but not doing everything. So a lot of activities what we do may not be required for us, because as humans we are very clever, very intelligent, because we always have a to-do list. We'll have reminders, right? Because we'll make sure that whatever the activity to be done, we'll ensure that these things are done, right? Think from a scenario, you have an assisted intelligence. So human joining with an assisted intelligence, that is again augmented intelligence, delivering the work value to the business or anything, making any decisions. I can help you to decide what not to do, right? It will help you. These are things I like to do, but it will also tell you these are things you should not do. I will trawl through the data and craft a response to you. It's a beautiful example for lawyers. The most tough job even for us is the drafting a contract. Today, the AI has a way to draft a contract, file a diverse petition, and goes for arbitration as well. Yeah, you might be thinking where it is happening. It is happening already, right? So it is touching not only in the medicine, it's not in the healthcare, it's not in the real estate, not in the entertainment, not in the media. Every industry, any name of the industry, we started living in this one. But the problem is the acceptance. The biggest challenge, what I've seen talking to a lot of industry leaders, startups, intellectuals, academia, the acceptance. We always have something like a perceived mindset. Oh yeah, I know this one. AI, that was a 60-year-old technology. I know ABCD of AI. They are very generalist. You ask them little deeper questions, you'll get the answers. The best and the most important thing today context is unlearn. Because last 30 years we have learned a lot of many things, which is actually, creating a constructive tension in your mind, which is not allowing you to accept certain things. Someone comes and says this one, no, this will not come, I know it. This will take another 20 years. This will take another 30 years. We have seen this many years. Do not bring your past experiences today, this one. Your past experience is past. Your present is present. You have to work hard for the future, which means the equality has come in. So someone is 25 years of experience and someone is now graduating, everybody is riding in the same line. Please accept it. Even 20 years of experience, I have to accept it, right? An young guy comes and challenges me, I have to accept it because certain things that person will be much knowledgeable than me, right? That unlearning and relearning is what actually getting missed in this one. Some great examples where I'm sure you all know this one, where things went wrong, right? Facebook was the biggest successful attempt what they made, but finally they have to shut it down because the agents, the intelligent agents, whatever they created, they started talking in their own language. They started creating in their own language. So that they felt may cause harmness to the industry and they shut it down. And another interesting thing, one of the beauty pigeon age, the competition, AI was very biased based on the skin color because that was configured maybe in that way. Absolute failure of the AI system. But same thing if you see, in the same example, augmented intelligence. You have an artificial intelligence and also a human intervention is there, but a very less intervention is there. It can use the speed and the logic to select at a faster pace, but with an expert review would have helped much better to drive the right outcome. Whatever so far I have spoken pretty much will give you the importance of augmented intelligence and why we need to unlearn ourselves and re-engage ourselves into the augmented intelligence mindset. Because that's what is the true AI is all about, right? Now, rightly, Ram talked about some of the gaps that is prevailing in the industry. I really hate when people say that AI, intelligence systems and automation is going to take the jobs away. Always think from us. 1960 when the missionaries came and replaced the entire industrial revolution, was there a job loss? When 1980s when computer came and completely replaced your file information systems and all that personal filing methodologies, was there a job loss? Said in the creative age. But every time human has learned and mastered the technology and moved faster than the speed of the intelligence what was expected. Very importantly, NASSCOM recently, they released a survey which clearly gives the talent pool, right? The list of the talent pool that is available in today's Indian context. There are 5 things they've said and the level of talent pool availability in the market, because today if an Indian IT industry is what, it employs around 4 million, that's it. 4 million people in the entire ITS industry in India. And it gives revenue of put together 165 to 170 billion dollar. Now look at the gap. What it says is we have 680 currently skilled professionals on the intelligent technologies. I promise that I will not use the word, so I'm sticking to that. From an intelligent technology point of view, only 680K people are there. And what it says is they need 2.3 billion to 2.7 billion in the next 4 years. Now, one side there is a fear that the job is going away, a lot of things are happening. But other side, the industries or research reports suggest that a significant amount of market is getting created and there is a significant amount of people requirement is being tabled out. Now, do you understand the challenge? What is here is people's resistance to unlearn things. I was like this 20 years back. Now I have moved into the management position, right? I cannot now go and learn this machine learning or R programming again, right? I'm telling you, this management position is my personal view, right? It's my pure personal view based on the experience what I've seen in the market. the management positions and a lot of support functions will get dispositioned very soon. So, pretty much you will have a level of field where the techno professionals will be playing everything, who will also do the architectural work, the customer experience work, customer engagement work, also doing the development work. So the entire chain of a product management list down, right, from the identification till the release of the product, that entire chain of the work pretty much will be done by one individual who will be a techno professional. So project management, human resource management, support functions, managerial functions, general management, all are under the question mark. Again, my personal view, what I think is, I think we have time, maybe another 2 years, to upskill ourselves in this journey. If you upskill ourselves for next 2 years and create a one expertise on one area, you can choose your area, which area you want to expertise yourself. But if you do that, the sustainability and scalability is good for you. It very clearly indicates, not only this NASSCOM report, but pretty much all the research reports very clearly indicates that there will be some job moving away. All the mundane job, that will get automated for sure. And as we speak now, this is also getting automated. Many of the jobs are getting automated. But there are so many jobs which are available in the market. You may not believe, but just do your self-research. We call as a secondary research, right? Like that, go to the Google and put a role and search in the Google. See how many job openings are there in the market. Now, because always we go in the pursuit mindset, oh, there are so many job losses happening. You do the truth check, right? Then why there are so much positions are open in the market? So there are two different contrary things, right? So that's the kind of the market value which we have, and very clearly to identify that the next length of the growth across the industry, in terms of product companies, service companies, and everything, the next leg of the growth, that will happen purely from the AI, the true AI, which is augmented intelligence. You have to analyze yourself. There are roughly around 50 people, 50, 60 people around here, right? Analyze yourself and put yourself, where do you stand in these three different classification. Generalized expert, generalized, but I have a broad skill, or generalized, I'm a multi-skill. Put yourself. It's good even if you're expertise in one area, but you have a broad knowledge of other, which is good, but you have to challenge yourself, what is that expertise area? Are we talking about the current technologies which is prevailing in the market, or your expertise is about the absolute technology? Generalist, broad scope, shadow skills, quick response, others definitely going to lack confidence. You have to analyze. That's a very dangerous zone in my view. Very, very dangerous zone. Most comfortable or good for scale is a generalist, but a multi-skilled. Because everything is connected. You can actually know cloud computing, then you can do the artificial intelligence, because everything is connected, interconnected. All these technologies are getting collaborative in nature. So, a point to be noted, and point for you to think through and assess. But what is going to look like for us? I can tell you, the next generation of life, the next generation of workforce, primarily driven by the augmented intelligence, that will have a more happier life, because that is going to drive. It'll give a lot of prioritization for your own belongings and have a good community integrated feelings. It'll always strive to live and lives with purposeful and a meaning. The most important component I like to see here is, the people will work for excellence and purpose, not for wealth or money. The money-driven mindset is going to move away. People will get more attached to what I'm going to excel in my view, right? Hey, this is the area I like to excel. This is the area I like to passionately perform well. That is a challenge I like to take. That is what is going to drive the AI age or the creative age. The money-minded, money-centric approach on the workforce completely that is going to move away in the augmented intelligence. Because there is only the job for intelligence, not for the money. And definitely what is going to happen is a lot of imagination, a lot of creativity that will flow in, and indulging in learning and as well as the new experience. Alvin Toffler greatly says that the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Some great leaders, Sundar Pichai of CEO Google, he says we are moving from a mobile first to the AI first world now. It's a creative age. Satya, the CEO of Microsoft, says human AI partnership can help solve a lot of society related challenges. And Ginny, it says that cognitive computing will impact every decision in the respected 5 years. Ladies and gentlemen, do not use the technology to dispossess human. Human is we, and we will live long, and we'll live very happy. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity, Ram. Thank you for all of you have a patient listening, but I'm happy to take if you have any specific questions.